180!
Kyle, I know a lot of the PDC guys have been very excited to be here in Sydney. When I saw your face when you drew Phil Taylor today, I think I found the most excited man in the room.
Yeah, it was. To play Phil, it's a dream come true. The best player to ever play. Shall we call him the Roger Federer of darts? Everyone wants to be Phil, not just to be Phil, but to beat Phil. When I play Phil, I'm hopefully to get a couple of legs out early and just get on that momentum ride and just ride it all the way home. That might sound cocky, but Phil, it's got to be done, and you've got to be confident against Phil, or else Phil will take you down.
Certainly on form, it's the world champion against the domestic #1 here in Australia, and you've come into this in superb form throughout the year.
Yeah, I've just an instant how good I am playing. I played my brother a couple of months ago and actually hit a 9-darter on him to finish the game. And if I show that much ruthlessness towards my brother, who knows what I can show against someone that isn't part of my family.
When you came here today, were you hoping to draw Phil?
I had three options that I wanted, and Phil was one of my options. I wanted Phil, Simon, or Paul. Phil, I had a sort of a gut feeling when they called out Phil Taylor and they said #1, and then I sort of more or less thought, please be me. And it was, and there was a little yes on the side of it, but it's all business from now on, and you can't take Phil lightly, no.
Now, you've had a bit of a whirlwind 12 months really. You qualified for the World Championship, and I guess that experience will hold you in good stead.
Yeah, I must say first off, when I did go to World Championships last year, I was nervous, being from a little country, living in a little country town at the moment, going to the big stage and playing in front of that amount of people and the large crowd and the noise, just the noise of the party goers at darts. It was amazing, and you will feel nerves, and I did feel nerves to admit, yes I did. But hopefully this time round, I've learned from my mistakes, and I can get back on top and progress into the next round.
Now, every time we get an update from the DPA over here during the season, it seemed to be you winning it. You really dominated the Australian Grand Prix this year.
Yeah, in relation to that, I've got a young boy. I'm engaged now to my partner, and it sort of serves as motivation towards playing better and actually getting your money's worth for what you do. Playing darts used to be a hobby. Now, to me, it's to be quite frank, it's my job.
And the most special thing of all, I guess, your brother Bo has qualified for this. You'll both be going up on stage tomorrow. He's got Andy Hamilton.
I'm excited for him, not just him, but his wife came across just to watch this. So all to him. Hopefully he can play the darts that we all know he can play, and hopefully both of us can progress through the next round, and just to add another light onto it, have two brothers maybe play off in a semi-final or a final if we both make it through there. That would certainly be something special.
And your shirt there that you're wearing, it's a wonderful shirt that I know you've had specially designed by your cousin. Just tell us a little bit about that.
My cousin, I approached my cousin say about 3-4 months ago and said to him, I said, what sort of paintings have you got? And he went through a couple of his paintings, and I actually quite had a good liking towards this one. And he asked what was it for, and I said, do you want me to tell you really, or you want me to tell a lie? And so I told him the truth. I said, look, I've qualified for the World Championships. Can I use your design for my shirt? In no uncertain terms, he said straight away, yes, it'll be a privilege. Go ahead with it. My cousin's name is Kevin Binder. He's got a Facebook page. Have a look at it if you're going to get on there and have a look. And it's some really, really, really good art.
While we're talking about the internet, I know that you've got a little bit of fundraising for yourself set up. You're coming over to England at the end of the year for the World Championship, and there's a bit of a fundraiser going on to get you there and hopefully onto the professional circuit as well.
That's correct, yeah. I've got a site called www.sportaru.com/Kyle. It's sort of a campaign crowdfunding thing that we've got happening. It's a sort of a new thing for darts in Australia and just in general for us. It's got some signed memorabilia for me, some signed shirts, even some corporate packages for me to go out and do some corporate visits and do some motivational speaks, if not say my past and what's happening. We've also got Anthony Mundine on board with Boxer and Team Mundine, so that's a big scope in itself for just in Australia, but just international for how big a sort of person that Anthony Mundine is, for him to take out time just to help us out and get darts on the map again for Australia.
Brilliant. And tomorrow night, I guess the biggest statement is you're going to go up and do your talking on the dartboard.
That's correct. Against Phil, you can talk what you want, but Phil's just got that certain aspect that no one can touch. I said Van Gerwen can, but when Phil's on. But hopefully I can get on top of him and just ride that out and just make a real statement for Australian darts.